if I said that you should not always rush for treasury bonds with the highest coupon rates, that might fail to make sense to you for some time. But that is actually the case when it comes to reopened treasury bonds. I will use the case study of the recently closed November 2025 Treasury Bonds auction to bring that point closer home. Welcome to Finance Focus with Andrew, a platform where we engage in conversations that endeavor to enhance our financial literacy. In case you are coming across this channel for the first time, consider subscribing, turn on the notification bell so that you get notified anytime we get to post a new financial tip. Remember, you can also reach me out on this WhatsApp number for one-on-one engagement on matters treasury bonds and other personal finance matters. Let's dive into the theme of this particular video. We had two bonds that were reopened for November 2025. That is the FXD1 stroke 2012 stroke 020 and the FXD1 stroke 2022 stroke 015. Now, allow me to label these as bond A and the other one to be B. Now, this bond was paying a gross interest of 12%, while this other bond was paying a gross interest of 13.942%. So, the two bonds had a withholding tax of 10%, which brings the net interest of this particular bond to 10.8%. So this is gross, this is net, and it brings the net of this other bond to 12.5478. Now, let's talk about returns of someone who decided to invest 100,000 in each of the bonds, or 100,000 here. So 10%, 10.8% of 100,000 brings us to 10,800. So 10%, 12.478% of this 100,000 here gives us 12,547. So these are the two different returns from these two bonds. Now the difference between the two, that is 12,547 minus 10,800 is 1,747. So this bond will be paying a coupon which is higher than the other bond with 1,747 per annum. But what was the cost of the two treasury bonds, and was it worth buying the second treasury bond despite it paying a higher interest rate? Now, let's come to the payments or to the cost. So for A, the cost was 97,844. So this is the case if you bidded 100,000. You are supposed to pay 97,844. And for B, the cost one was 104,272. Now, the difference between the two costs comes to 6,428. Yes, comes to 2,428. Now, this is the more that you had to pay for this particular bond that is paying a higher coupon. And this is the return that that bond will give you in excess. So, how long will it take for the higher coupon interest rate to be more profitable than the other bond? So, it is simply we take the excess that you had to pay and we divide how much will you be able to recover every other month. That is 1747. So that gives us 3.6. So roughly 3.5 years. So what does this mean? It means that for the first 3.5 years, the bond that was paying a coupon of 12% will be more profitable than the bond that is paying a coupon of 13.942 because of the price at which the two bonds were acquired. And that is why I said when it comes to reopened treasury bonds, don't always rush for the bond that is paying a higher coupon rate. For this case, it might not be extreme because after the 3.5 years, the bond with the higher coupon rate gives better returns. But in some cases, it might be extreme. So that is why I think it is very important to get to check on the cost that comes with that higher coupon rate. I know you cannot exactly tell the actual amount you will pay for a particular bond before the auction is over, but you can always predict. Like for the two treasury bonds, those people that consulted me and engaged me on a one-on-one basis, definitely I told them that this is the bond to watch, and they need to prepare that if they decide to go this route, they might have to pay quite a number higher than 100 shillings, because I predicted that this bond will be more expensive, and it actually happened. So you cannot exactly tell, but you can predict, because a bond of 13.9% against a bond of 12%, people will definitely put the demand on the one that is paying a higher coupon, making it more expensive. So when it comes to reopened bonds, always have that thought in mind. For new bonds, that is not the case, because they will always sell at par. So the higher the coupon, the better. But when it comes to reopened bonds, always have this idea at the back of your mind. I would like to hear your opinion on this in the comment section. Let's engage.